And talking about what's going around, nurse practitioner Carrie Hair with me out from Minute Clinic. I guess it'd be odd if we didn't talk about the flu real fast, even though it's not our main topic. But are you guys seeing the flu here in the upstate? Because we just got that from North Carolina.
Absolutely. We're seeing flu A the most, and then I've actually heard at other clinics that there have been some flu B. And I've seen flu A personally in clinics, so it is going around.
And people hear the first related death. I mean, this mainly, does it impact it's older adults, younger kids? Is that who's really vulnerable to?
Right, so many people want to think that they're young and healthy. And the problem with that thinking is that when the flu is really bad or when you catch flu, the complications can be detrimental to any age. So similar to how you would put your seatbelt on in a wreck or in a car, not in a wreck. You put your seatbelt on not to prevent getting in a wreck, but that it would save your life if you did get in a wreck. So similar to the flu vaccine, you get that vaccine with the hopes that it would prevent the flu, but that if it doesn't, that it would save your life if you had complications from the flu.
And the thing is, if you start getting those symptoms, get in and see someone immediately.
Absolutely. You have to start Tamiflu, which is the best medication to decrease the time and severity of it. You have to start that within the first 24 to 48 hours. So if you have that high fever, the cough, sometimes it can come with some stomach symptoms. See someone quickly instead of waiting, because at that point in time you're outside of the range of taking that medication.
All right, that's a little off topic because we're here to talk about, you mentioned your stomach. We have that nasty stomach bug that goes around. It's not a fun thing to talk about, but you said you're already seen it. So what are the symptoms there? What do people need to know about the stomach bug this time of year?
So the stomach bug typically has three components: nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. You can have one, you can have all three if you're really unlucky. And then its onset is pretty quick and kind of takes you by surprise. So usually people start feeling it and within the day have that vomiting, diarrhea, or nausea.
And you said some people actually mix that up with food poisoning.
Yes. So many people are quick to kind of blame it on what they ate. So whether that's seafood or fast food, their mentality is like, oh, it must have been something I ate. And many times one of the first questions that I ask is, the other people with you, did they also get sick, and did they have the same meal? And so it's a good way to kind of rule it out, because a stomach bug is quick to spread just from not washing hands or from people sharing drinks, things like that. And so it's actually more prevalent than food poisoning.
So it's pretty safe if you go to the restaurant and you're the only one sick. It's not food poisoning.
That's exactly the thought.
And what are ways to actually get ahead of this? I know once you get it, you said it can be a late onset, but once you do, is it stay home, just stay hydrated? I know that you and Kendra were talking about that a while ago, but staying hydrated?
Yeah, so staying hydrated is the name of the game. If you cannot keep fluids down, then follow up with your local Minute Clinic or your provider, your primary care, and get some Zofran or some anti-nausea medication, anti-vomiting medication, so that you can stay hydrated. At that point in time, you don't want to take too much medication, because it may prolong the virus or prolong the illness, because a lot of times the vomiting and diarrhea can be self-limiting, meaning that once the virus is over, your body will stop having those symptoms.
And stay home. If you work or have kids, keep them home, stay home, and do not spread that.
And good hand washing.
Nobody wants the stomach bug. That is not a fun thing to have. So that and the flu, I guess, just keep aware of your symptoms. So.
Right. If you have high fever and a cough, please consider others. Not so much, a lot of people think the first thing that goes around is like, oh, my coworkers. But the elderly and the young kids that you come into contact with are also at detriment. And so be considerate of them and make sure that you get that flu vaccine to protect yourself.
All right. Thanks so much. We always enjoy having you here. So.